I said, well, can I try maybe one thing? She said, sure. So I got a bottle of tequila. I gave her 3 shots, and she never drinks. And
you gave her 3 shots?
I gave her 3 shots. She went on stage, and it was the best concert ever. She sung like a nightingale.
Thanks for checking out Party Like a Rockstar podcast. I'm your host, Joel Miller. Today's episode is brought to you by Misha's Kind Foods. They're an LA-based small business making the world's finest non-dairy cheese spreads on the market today. They're delicious and healthy, made from a cashew and almond milk, and blended with various locally sourced fresh herbs, vegetables, and spices. There's no vegetable oils, soy, fillers, starches, or nutritional yeast. It's lactose-free, paleo, keto, kosher, Parev, and 100% vegan. Enjoy the show.
There you are.
Hello, Howard. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Good to hear.
Howard.
Good to see you. Hey, Wibo.
Let me turn you guys up a tad. Cool. A couple easy ones, hopefully. De Heinoos is the name of the band? Wim?
The Heinoos.
De Heinoos.
Heinoos. Yeah, it's a Dutch band.
De Heinoos.
The Heinoos.
De Heinoos. I'll do my best. And Dana Fuchs, right?
Dana Fuchs. Yeah.
Fuchs. Okay. And I think those are my hard-hitting questions before we start. Let's see how we do here. All right, here we go. Howard Heckers has worked for Maceo Parker, Christopher Cross, James Taylor, Art Garfunkel, Ray Charles, Liza Minelli, Randy Newman, Dana Fuchs, and Rodger Hodgson from Supertramp. Howard is a sound designer, engineer, tour manager, and production manager. He's joining us today from Belgium. Wim Booltink is a backline tech, a stage manager, and a production manager. He's worked for Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Beth Hart, De Heinoos. wasn't even clue. That was so close. I wasn't even close. Let's try one more time. Let me try. De Heinoos. Better?
Heinoos.
Almost.
De Heinoos. Like kind of Diano.
That's better.
I should know that. Diano. All right. De Heinoos. De Heinoos. These people are going to be like, this son of a bitch. Why did you guys do this podcast? Beth Hart, De Heinoos, Danny Bryant, the Steepwater Band, Waylon Band, and A Bowie Celebration. Wim is joining us from the Netherlands. I feel like we're on a Zoom commercial because we're all over the world right now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. So to get things going, I'm very intrigued with Maceo Parker because that guy's no joke. He's pretty amazing. Are you familiar with who he is too, Wim? Or
No.
Okay,
sorry.
so you wanna enlighten us, Howard? If not, I can. But
you can.
Okay.
But I must say that's been a while. Maceo Parker. That was probably somewhere in 90. I don't know. I have to look it up. Probably 95, 1994-ish.
Okay.
Somehow. And he did a European tour back then, and I was asked to do sound. And it was a cool tour, not too long. It was like a tour of let's say, I think it was like 3 weeks or something.
Short run.
Yeah.
So this guy, he plays sax, and he played with James Brown for a long time. If that's not cool enough, he then went into Parliament Funkadelic and played with him for a long time. And then he started with a little guy named Prince. I didn't mean literally little guy, by the way. I shouldn't have said the little guy part. I don't know, it was meant to be a joke. But then he played with Prince, is probably a better way to put it, for also a long time. So this guy has had such an interesting career. I mean, want to hang out with a guy like that. Wow. Talk about drinking your coffee. Can you imagine drinking coffee with that fella?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And just to make a link between Maceo Parker and Prince.
Sure.
But you didn't mention I still work for a Dutch band called Lois Lane. And actually they made 3 albums with Prince. and they did a European tour with Prince back in
Neat.
I think it was '99. I think.
That was a good year. He's I think I have that album like right here somewhere. I know I do actually. I might have just put it away. 1999. Great album.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Wim, I'm gonna jump over to you. I read that you were a chauffeur.
A what?
You worked as a chauffeur for some time?
Yeah, truck driver.
But you were okay, but you weren't driving like you were driving people around, or you were driving goods around, supplies?
Well, both. Before I got into music, I was a truck driver. And when I started as a tour manager, backline technician for smaller bands that tour around in Europe, I'll drive the van too, but not specifically, not specifically a driver for artists.
So you weren't opening the door for anybody.
Nope.
Okay, that was the important part. All right, cool. How do you two know each other then? What's the link between you guys?
Oh, that goes back. What is it? I work for a big sound company here in Holland. It's called Amco Flashlight. And Howard also worked as a freelancer for Amco Flashlight. So sometimes we met each other on festivals or gigs. And later I became a freelance backline technician, and then he asked me also for bands to tour with, and the other way around too. If I need a sound guy, then Howard is my guy.
I thought you went to the same eyeglass place. You both look very good.
That's the link between Dana Fuchs, because I'm doing sound and also now tour management for Dana Fuchs because of Wim, because he involved me in a little tour in Holland and Belgium, I think, a couple of years ago. And he said, I need a sound engineer, so could you assist me on this tour? And that's why I got Dana Fuchs because of Wim. So thank you, Wim.
Hey, I looked her up. So she's been doing Beatles stuff lately?
Yeah, well, she's a blues rock artist, and she did play in the movie. What's the name again? It's a Beatles name. I will get back to you in a couple of seconds. When Across the Universe, that's the name. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big hit.
Yeah, and it's the movie is with Joe Cocker and Bono from U2.
Sure.
A couple of other artists. It's a really cool movie. So yeah.
Oh, good. See, we got a little plug, bringing Bono and everything. It's good. It's good feeling, guys. It's nice.
Yeah.
All right. What got you guys into the industry? So, Wim, you're driving trucks around, and you decided you wanted to start lugging gear around, or how did things? What are your origins? Like, you're a superhero here. What are your roadie origins?
My roadie origins.
Yeah, what got you going, man?
My dad owned a bar and a venue in the place I live. I still live in.
Okay.
And as a kid, I saw bands coming in and setting up the gear.
How many seats is the venue?
It was a small venue, like 300-400 people.
Neat. And so the bar is part of the venue, or the bar is separate?
No, the bar is part of the venue. It's like a live. It's a bar cafe with a stage in it. Neat.
Okay.
So as a kid, I saw a lot of bands coming in, and I was more interested in the setup than at the gig himself.
Huh.
So then I already knew I wanted to go in this business. And then,
helpful for your father. That would be good, and for him, it would help with a lot of it, I imagine.
That's cool. And later he got me in contact with like a hobby band that performs like 2 times a month. And I went with them for 2 or 3 years. A lot of support acts for bigger bands. And then the bigger bands start asking me, and that's how the ball is rolling.
I would have helped him with the bar aspect. I would have been good at picking the beers.
That's nice too.
Yeah, Howard would have been standing with me there, been like, "Up, this one's a winner."
Well, I'm sitting in my own bar now at home. I said, well, I'm building it.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I just started it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, cool. So you're going to have, you're doing spirits or you're doing beer or you're going to do a bit of both or?
Oh, both beer, spirits, and barbecue.
Nice. And
but it's a backyard bar, eh?
Cool. And so are you going to be making your own beer or?
No.
Bring it in.
We have growls. There's nothing better than that.
Oh man. All right. I was going to say, so we have a lot of microbreweries here, which now is, I think, common knowledge, but, do you have any microbreweries around where you're at that are very good or just Grolsch all the time?
Yeah, no. Grolsch is a brewery that's, I think only 10, 15 miles from where I live.
Oh, neat.
But there's a microbrewery in the same county as I live.
So how much is a beer at the Grolsch brewery?
How much?
Yeah, like how much roughly? How much in US dollars?
Well, we have bottles, and a regular bottle, a case of 24, we can get it now for $10.
Wow, I gotta move there.
Yeah, I was one time on tour in the US, and my birthday is on 9/11.
Oh, all right.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to have Grolsch on my birthday, so I was looking for a liquor store and everything, and looking, and I found a case of those flip tops.
Yeah,
you call them in English.
Cans, yeah.
And it was I think 24 half-liter bottles was like $60.
Ouch. You were going to drink 24 of them on your birthday?
Well,
well, yes is the answer. Well, buddy, you love Grolsch. Okay. I'm going to send you Grolsch stickers. I guess you could get them easier than me. When you come to LA, we'll have to go drink some beer. I don't think I can keep up with you, though. All right. So while Willem was getting drunk every day on Grolsch, what were you doing, Howard?
You mean how I started?
Yeah. How did you get into the business? What intrigued you?
Yeah. Well, I used to be a musician, and I used to be a drummer.
Okay.
And
do you have a drum set up in your house or no?
I still have 3 drum kits in my house. Yeah.
There you go. There's the spirit. Way to make the neighbors happy. Okay.
Yeah, but while we are playing, in all kinds of venues, I never was satisfied with the sound of my drum kit. So I started to investigate how I could get it better, and then slowly people said, "Hey, I like your sound on the new demo or a record or whatever," and they said, "Hey, can you do sound for us, just to help us with thoughts and in the studio?" And so at a certain point, I been to a PA company, and I said, I want to do sound. And they told me, well, it's very difficult. Maybe you should start as a lighting engineer.
Oh, God. That's how I started. I hated it.
Yeah, but I did that for probably like less than a year. And there was a guy with a band that they played about 80 times in a year. And he kind of took me under his wings and taught me a couple of things, and from there, here I am.
Okay.
We started with small bands in bars, playing in bars, and then you grow. And I always, thought every day is different for me. Even now, I mean, you never get the grip on the sound. Every day is different,
Sure.
And that's the learning curve. It's interesting.
Okay. Sounds like fun. So I was listening to this guy named Waylon that you worked for.
Yeah.
Is he from the Netherlands?
Yeah, he's a Dutch guy.
So he's a Dutch guy and he sings country like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. Have you heard of this guy, Howard?
Oh yeah.
He's big. I was listening.
He's big. He's not only a singer, he's also one of the coaches in The Voice of Holland.
Oh, okay. So he's really big.
Yeah, he's one of the A artists in Holland.
He was interested. I'm listening, and I play it for my girlfriend. I'm listen to this guy. This is, this guy's not. This guy's from the. Look at this. It was cool. So he can sing, man. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Well, he also lived a couple of years in the States.
I figure
in house with Waylon Jennings.
So is his real name Waylon? This guy?
No, it's the same name as me, Willem. Wim.
Oh, okay. So he calls himself Waylon. So he lived with Waylon Jennings for a bit?
Yeah, and he worked with him for I think 1 or 2 years, and then Waylon Jennings passed away, and then he came back to Holland. And
so is a lot of his band people that are Dutch or people that are from the US or a bit of both?
No, all Dutch.
That's so cool. I don't know why. I think it's so neat. So American country music is successful there. People like it.
Yeah, we got 2 big names in Holland, the Dutch country, and that's Waylon and Ilse DeLange. And Waylon and Ilse also had a band together called The Common Limits, and they did the Eurovision Song Festival a couple of years ago, and he became second. So yeah, the country in Holland is pretty big.
This lady sings country too? Yeah.
Ilse DeLange.
How do you say that, Howard?
I'm
showing my ignorance. It's actually not funny, but it's hard for me.
No, but Ilse is also pretty big.
She's big.
I remember, like Ilse did a couple of years ago. She did the Gelderdome in Holland, in Arnhem, and that holds about I think 45,000 people, and she sold out. So
good on her. I just think of like the American Country Awards, and it'll be like Ilse again, and everybody be like, "What the? What that girl say? What's she talking about?" It's a song about a Chevy truck. Why ain't that nice?
Well, I know that Waylon goes a lot to Nashville to ride.
Yeah,
and Ilse Lange also has a house in Nashville.
It's a great place to live, I've been told. So
yeah, I must say it's still one of my favorite cities in the U.S.
Yeah, what are the others?
I have to think. I like.
I thought so.
Seattle.
Seattle, all right, because of the coffee.
Yeah, also.
Yeah,
and the climate. Well, like more. I like New York too, but for me it's too busy.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's like it's good for 1 or 2 days, but then get the frick out of
there. When you did the Bowie celebration, did you work with Eddie Mead?
No.
Don't know him. Okay.
No, there was Alan Childs was on drums and Carmine Royas on bass.
Okay. No, Eddie Mead's I had him on here. He's a tech. I can't remember actually what he techs. Really fun guy. Very, very nice guy. So he worked on the tour, maybe here. I'm not sure, but okay. So here's
maybe
we all had a Dutch crew with the Bowie celebration.
Yeah.
And I can add that to my list because Wibo and I did the Bowie celebration in 2020 in January and a small part of February, I think. And that's, again, thanks to Wibo to involve me in that tour. It was a great tour.
It was fun. I mean, you got to love Bowie songs. Did they do the one? What's the one on his first album? It's about his uncle. Do you know that song? It's a great song. And then the Warhol song's really good. Or is that the same one?
Andy Warhol.
Yeah, great song. I think it's on the first album. Something about his uncle.
I think Gary Leonard, the guitar player, did Andy Warhol on solo on stage on that tour.
Very cool.
Yeah, he played first acoustic guitar with a loop and then starts with electric, and it's very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. All right, so here's one. On March 2021, the Blues Foundation rescinded Kenny Wayne Shepherd's 2021 Blues Music Awards nomination for Best Blues Rock Artist. According to a statement from the organization, the decision was made over a Confederate flag imagery displayed on his Dukes of Hazzard General Lee car, which was actually down the street from my old house. I used to see it almost every day. He stored it at his buddy's house, and I used to see it all the time. And growing up here, the Dukes of Hazzard was the neatest show on TV. We liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It was so cool. So the other thing that they did, which is they want to pull his father, Kenny Wayne's father, off of the committee for voting. So my question to you guys is, and if we don't want to get into it's cool, it's not really a political podcast, but nonetheless, I find it interesting. What are your thoughts being in different countries regarding the Confederate flag controversy in general? See, generally.
Well, I think the only thing I know about the Confederate flag is that it was on the rooftop of the General Lee.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I know it has something to do with the old war between North and South, and I think the flag was from the South.
Okay. I can tell
US.
you, but it's interesting just to know on a worldwide basis, you know, what people think. Because, you know, roadies, we have our thumb on the pulse, of course, which is why I'm asking you guys.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a little extreme. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was really good. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, he's a good guy. I mean, he's done a hell of a lot for blues music. I don't really understand it personally. So.
No, me neither. It goes a little bit too far, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, and I read here he married Mel Gibson's oldest daughter, and
yeah,
he had a church that was also down the street from me. He built his own church because it wasn't religious enough for him, the one that was in the area. So he built his own one. So we used to see him every now and then. He'd stop by, and like there was like a little convenience store. It burned down in the fires we had, but used to see him on occasion, and they're grabbing whatever. I'd be like, oh, he's on his way to church. Yeah, that's good. All right, Howard, the Mark Gillespie Band, tribute to Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. How great of an experience was that? That must have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's great music, and I really like that. It's a tribute band, but they're pretty big in Germany.
Yeah,
and they do about, let's say, 60 shows in a year, so all piled up in starting from September to November. So those are like 3, 4, 5 in a week. So it's you could call it a tour.
Yeah, a lot of work though. It's a lot of shows. So you're doing 5 shows a week. Well, 3. All right.
Well, sometimes even 6 or 7. Depends. You know,
but they play full albums.
If there's a holiday, they schedule like 6 shows in a row, and that's pretty.
It's a lot.
Pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah, they're tough. So, did they do albums, or would they do various songs from albums?
No, they perfectly. It's a tribute band, so they play all the famous Pink Floyd songs, and also some not well-known songs. Like Sheep, for instance, from Animals. Yeah, I mean, with the lighting and the laser show, what they have, it's pretty cool show. And Wibo was on that tour also a couple of times. So again, there we have the connection.
Yeah, that's good. So you guys tour around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Did your wife get jealous?
Not recently. During the whole COVID thing, we've been at home for 1.5 years. Back in 2020, we finished the Bowie Celebration tour in February, and we straight came from Tel Aviv, straight home for a couple of days rest, and then I went on with some shows here and there, and then a month later. Everything was in lockdown, so I guess it's the same for Wibo.
Yeah. Would you ever work for Heinoos, Wim, or Howard? Would you ever work for them?
Sorry, for?
Would you ever work for Heinoos? I can't even get close enough to know what band I'm talking about.
The Heinoos.
The Heinoos. I should get it better.
Heinoos.
The Heinoos.
Heinoos.
Well, maybe.
Like masculine sound. I like how you say the Heinoos. What kind of music is it?
Yeah.
It's
you sound like Rammstein there. You're like tough, like Rammstein. The Heinoos. See, that one was good. That was good.
What we call it here in Holland, we call it farmers rock.
Farmers rock?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of Status Quo and AC/DC, but then with the vocals, the lyrics are all in our dialect.
So to be really honest, I did listen to it for a little bit and I loved it. And I played it here for a little while. I played it yesterday for a lot. The girlfriend kind of looking around the corner like,
what the hell is that?
What are you listening to? I'm like, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yeah, they're very popular. They play about 100 times a year normally.
Yeah, I thought they were really good. I liked it. I thought it was really neat. It's nice to hear different stuff. I liked hearing somebody sing something other than English, to be honest. I thought it was like, this is cool. I like this. I don't know what they're talking about, but it's great. But usually in songs, it doesn't matter if you know what they're talking about or not anyway. You know, it's all this love. I loved her so much and now she's gone. You know, that's pretty much it. Unless it's Rush.
Like in Europe, we have all different languages like Spanish, French, the German.
Yeah.
And even some bands, even if they sing in French or German, if we don't understand, we kind of like the song, but we don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, but how many languages do you speak? I'm going to guess 5.
I speak English, I speak Dutch, a little bit of French, Spanish, and German. Yeah.
5. Tim, how many you got?
I only got like English, German, a little bit of French, Dutch, of course, and that's about it.
Too much sheeprock. You got to focus. You need to learn. Yeah, it was cool. All right. Howard. So Christopher Cross. I really like Christopher Cross. What tour did you do with Christopher Cross?
That was also in Europe for a couple of weeks. Back in the days, probably also 98, probably, I think. And again, he did a tour, and I was working for like a freelancer for a company in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
And they called me to say, we're going to do a tour with Christopher Cross. Are you available? I said, yeah, sure.
Had you heard of him?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, I knew sailing back then.
Sure you do. He's such a nice guy, this guy. Every nice guy knows sailing.
Yeah. And if your hobby is sailing, you should have heard the song,
Yeah, there was years ago, there was a Howard Stern interview. I kind of trying to remember as a kid, and he's talking to Christopher Cross, and Christopher Cross is like, the song is about the connection with my father, and he's like, it's not about sailing.
That's funny.
How tall is Art Garfunkel? He looks really tall, but is it because Simon's so little?
Well, he's not as tall as me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You
guys have the same haircut. You go to the same stylist.
6'5".
Really? You're a big dude.
Yeah.
6'5". Damn, I'm only 6'3".
Man, I better be nicer to you guys. You guys are fucking huge over there.
Well, I'm between 6'2" and 6'3" somewhere in feet, but that's about the average length in Holland.
Yeah, big boys.
I'm not a big guy. I'm just average. Yeah.
You're not average. You're not average.
Average, I think.
What do you say? How?
I said he's a little more than an average. He's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in Holland, not, but I mean in Holland the girls are tall, the boys are tall. But yeah, I'm 6'5", I think. Yeah.
There, tall. All right. Supertramp, Rodger Hodgson. What were you doing for him? Sound?
Yes, I was doing sound for 12 years, and
a long time.
The last 6 years, I also did tour management and production management.
So when he tours, is he doing his own music, or he's doing Supertramp stuff, or a bit of both?
Well, he wrote almost all the hits.
Yeah.
Like Give It a Little Bit, Breakfast in America, Logical Song, School, Fool's Overture, Raining Again. Those are all Rodger Hodgson songs, and the other songs, what Rick Davies wrote, he doesn't perform those songs, so it's just his songs. And he did 3 studio albums after Supertramp. They were Open the Door was pretty popular, sold pretty good. Some songs of Open the Door and Hey Hey, those 2 albums, but mainly, let's say 90% Supertramp songs.
Yeah, I love Supertramp. You were you a fan before you began?
No,
Really?
No, because I got an email from the management, and they said, because I worked with Randy Newman, somehow then my name came up with Rodger Hodgson, and that was in 2005 that I got this email, and he only had like 6 shows scheduled in Europe, and that was it. But the funny thing was that they wrote me an email. Can you name 4 Supertramp songs?
That was the audition process.
Lucky enough, I said, 4 Rodger Hodgson songs, because if I probably had said Crime of the Century and Goodbye Stranger, which were written by Rick Davies, I wouldn't have had the job probably.
How funny. The luck of the draw.
But again, I mean, I didn't know Rodger Hodgson, so I said to my wife, I said, I just got an email from, they're looking for a sound engineer for Rodger Hodgson. And she said, oh, that's the guy from Supertramp. And I, oh, okay. I didn't know. So, of course, I had some Supertramp albums back in the days, but, I wasn't in the names too much.
Because I think that they were, trying to remember, they were put together by somebody who was he was wealthy, and he wanted to put together a bunch
Dutch
of
wealthy
musicians.
guy,
yeah.
He was Dutch, yeah. He brought him to America, and America brought him fame.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, talk about a hobbyist. I'm going to put together a band, and we're going to see how it goes. I mean, I don't know if the guy was after money or not, if he was that wealthy. Did you ever meet this guy or hear anything about this fellow who put him together?
No, never.
It's
But
funny.
it's the same with, you remember Huey Lewis?
I've heard of Mr. Huey Lewis, yeah.
Yeah, he was a wealthy millionaire. And he said, just going to make some music, form a band, and, success.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that it's possible if you have some money, if you have a good artist. I mean, listening back to the old Supertramp albums, especially the first 2, they're really rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a learning curve.
Somehow they evolved, and it's the same with let's say Pink Floyd, like the first 2 or 3 albums of Pink Floyd.
Now he's getting tough. I mean, it depends who you're talking to, but I mean, I'm not an Umagama fan really, and
No,
Pipers I can listen to once every 5 years, and I'm all right. Maybe. But people like those. I mean, I think it's clear that if Pink Floyd hadn't switched up gears, I don't think anybody would have ever heard of Pink Floyd. I really don't. So
probably, yeah. It's difficult to say.
It's difficult, but I mean, Barrett had a big influence on like David Bowie, for example. But I don't know, would there have been longevity? I mean, I don't know how palatable some of those first albums are, to be honest. So.
Yeah, well, and it's the same if you go back to Bowie. He really struggled to find the way he wanted to go, right, musically. And to be honest, the first 5 singles, what he did, it's not my piece of cake.
Well, there's that Uncle song I keep going on about. See here, I know I got some Bowie stuff somewhere. Here we go.
That Uncle stuff.
Uncle song, which I think was his first hit. So this is a box set, so take me the rest of the time to find out what song I'm talking about. And if it's not on the box set, then you've got a good point, because I was the only one who liked it. It's like Uncle Iva or something like that. You don't know it?
No.
I didn't heard of it.
All right. I don't think anybody else cares about it either because it's not on the box set.
It's not on the box set.
Go listen to it. That's what you guys got to do. So, do you guys know what a wind up is?
A wind up?
Yeah, wind up. So here in the States, when we used to mess each other as roadies, we would call it a wind up. And making jokes, playing around, being smartasses and stuff. Yeah, you guys are more serious over there, or do you guys play the same sort of jokes on each other?
Oh yeah, we do. I'm with the band, especially with the band.
Yeah, what kind of stuff do you do?
Well, what's regular in Europe is that you do a tour. Mostly you do like a theater tour. You do 40, 50 shows. And then the last show of the tour, it's going to be fucked up, you know.
So we do. Yeah, that's what we used to do.
So what I did with some bands is like, you know, having smelly cheese on the microphone, throwing pieces of gaffer table over the floor or rub it with Coca-Cola or something. And one act what we did, because I used to be a drummer, we had a drum kit lined up behind the backdrop. And then one song they put me on stage and I was performing one song with them.
That's fine.
So
you guys don't have roadie bands for sound check?
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. I cheated. It's called Uncle Arthur. So you got to listen to Uncle Arthur, David Bowie. And give me want a full report from you guys. What were you gonna say, Wim? You got a funny story about touring?
Oh yeah, no, for the roadie bands, the most bands I worked for, we had only 1 or 2 backline technicians. So, and with Danny Bryant, I do the sound check with the band. So Danny stays in the hotel or in the dressing room, and I'll be Danny for 10 minutes.
That's fun.
That's fun to do.
Yeah, it's funny. I've got a good friend named Danny Bryant, but he was actually a jockey. He was a horse jockey. And so when I saw Danny Bryant, I mean, I'm sure I know it's a common name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. He was really tall too.
He's an English guy.
Yeah, no, this guy's an American.
Well, Danny is large, but not in height.
Yeah, lots of girls.
Danny is a big guy. Yeah,
lots of girls.
Yeah, and the jockey must be only like 3 foot or something, right? If you're a jockey.
So he said he was too big to be a jockey. He had issues keeping his weight down. And yeah, he's tiny. He's a tiny little guy. I'm an auction. I do auctions. I'm a memorabilia dealer on one of the auctions. And he was standing in front of me. I'm like, I know you've never heard this in your life, but if you could please get the fuck out of my way, I can't see. Turns around, he's like, you know, man, fuck you. He gets all it. It was great. He's a very entertaining. He's a cool guy. But yeah, he gets really mad, and then he's like 4 feet tall. So it's amusing. His wife's like 2 feet taller than him. But he did well. He started he bought horses for people. So like the Sultan of Brunei would hire him to go inspect a horse and then take nice. Yeah. So I mean, crazy stuff. And interesting fella.
That's
yeah, a bit of fun. Okay, so sorry, when would you say?
Yeah, we had. I was thinking about the story about Supertramp. That was a wealthy guy that put a band together.
Yeah,
we had one time with Beth Hart. I toured with for 6 years
around
the world, and we were in Denmark, and we got a phone call from a guy called James Dolan.
Okay,
he's the owner of Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks, some telephone company. Very good.
Did you tell him you'd have to call him back?
Hobby band.
He's a what?
No, he called to the management and he asked if he could be the support act on the tour, and he pays big money to be the support act. And we were driving around with Beth Hart back in the day with a Sprinter van with a little bit of backline gear, venues about 2,000-3,000 people.
Yeah.
And James Dolan, he came with like a nice bus from Beat the Street with his private plane. He flew from New York to Denmark to start the tour. And
he one day, or he plays guitar or both. What does the guy do?
Yeah, he plays guitar and sings. And he hired like some A-class musicians. He made an album. I think it's produced by Kevin Shirley, but the guy isn't that good. It's not.
I was just gonna ask, is he any good?
No, but he plays music for a hobby, and one time we were invited in the tour bus with him.
Yeah.
So we sitting and drinking, and then he decided, I got 3 days off. I want to go to Amsterdam for some couple of days off. So he called his tour manager and he said, well, arrange it. Fly me up to Amsterdam, store the plane, fill it up, and pick me up and tell me what it cost. And we were talking about everything, music, everything. And then 5 minutes later, the tour manager came. And he said to James, we can go to Amsterdam. I booked the Amstel hotel and we can land on that airport. And it costs you about 150 grand. The only thing he said, oh, okay. And he just, it's like nothing. Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was funny. But that reminds me of the story that Supertramp was a wealthy guy put the wealth together, but he became pretty successful with Supertramp, and but
Supertramp
I don't
good.
think
They had so many big albums.
Yeah, huge.
They're huge
worldwide. But I don't think James Dolan's gonna make that.
No, I don't think he cares though. By the sounds of it, I think he's doing all right. Madison Square Garden.
He even asked us that day can I use your merch booth to set up my stuff? And then our merch seller says, okay, what's the price of the merch? Nothing, just give it away. If people want it, they give it away.
Wow, it's like a washing money enterprise. Just give as much as you can. Have to get it going. Remember Brewster's Millions? You ever watch that movie? Brewster's Millions. He has to spend it's Richard Pryor, and he has to spend a certain amount of money every day. Otherwise, he doesn't get this big fortune that can be left to him. So he's trying to figure out ways to spend money. He has to get rid of it. And he's not allowed to tell anybody. That's the caveat. So everybody thinks he's crazy because he's just trying to get money away as fast as he can. It's a fun movie. It's stupid, and it was great. It was great.
Yeah, we watch a lot of stupid movies on tour.
That's a surprise. I guess we do have a lot in common.
Yeah, and then especially the days after, you quoting like lines from the movie to each other, and we start laughing right away.
Sure. Did you ever work with Armin van Buuren?
Yes, but it was for the Sound and Lights company where I worked for.
Okay. Yeah.
We did a lot of stuff for Armin. Yeah, great guy. A lot of stuff for Armin van Buuren, Chesto.
Sure.
David Guetta, Frenchman.
Sander Kleinenberg.
The name. I'm not so into the DJs, but
I think he was Dutch. I don't know. I don't know if it matters. Okay. So, question. So, I was going to start this podcast, and my friend has a daughter in 5th grade, and the daughter said, you need to ask the people that come on your show when they first felt famous. So we're talking about a little girl. So I think it's actually a good question, but to make it broader, when did you first feel like you were onto something? You liked what you were doing. There was a moment that happened where you smiled and you thought, how lucky am I? Something in your career.
Something in my career. Well, there was probably on a US tour with Beth Hart. And she asked me to come on stage, and it was on my birthday, the same birthday from the girls.
Okay, yeah.
That I had to find the girls.
Did you have the 24 beers already, or were you waiting?
I think it was at the House of Blues in Houston.
Okay.
And then she started playing a song for me, and that was really for damn.
That's nice, man.
Like,
that's cool.
It's a Dutch guy here in the States on tour with Beth Hart, and she's singing a song for me live on stage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My name written down in her last 4 or 5 albums.
Yeah.
on the special things, and yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, for a simple Dutch guy.
I love it. I think that's very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. What do you got, Howard?
I remember that was my birthday, and we were playing in with Rodger Hodgson in Bulgaria. And he pointed out that it was my birthday today, and he said, when the concert is over, all pass the front of house booth and give the guy a hug or a kiss.
Oh,
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
how many people hugged and kissed you?
Many.
You got a lot of love. Okay.
There was a lineup of 30, 40 people waiting for
Oh,
me.
funny when the rock star speaks.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me today. And
Well, thank you for having us.
yeah, hopefully Howard and I can meet
Yeah.
up at your house, Wim, and we can get a beer and a barbecue.
Well, you have to come
Yeah,
to Belgium.
I'll let you know when the bar is finished.
Yeah, let me know. I'll come out there.
You have to come
Still,
to Belgium because we have really good beer here.
I do like my beer a lot, and I've never been to Belgium, so
Belgium
fun.
is famous for beer.
yeah, my sister went, I think twice now. She enjoyed it a lot, and she went back again. She brought her boys to go see the place, so she liked it. But she did tell me that I would like the bars there. So
Oh yeah, you will.
yeah, I know I
Beer,
will.
barbecue, and burgers.
Yeah, I
That's
would be
good.
a happy guy. I would be happy. I don't know if I'll even remember meeting Wim, but I'll enjoy the trip. No, to be really honest, I don't drink that much anymore. I do like tasting. I like to try different stuff, but I don't get too nuts. I don't get too.
And that's the same for me. I'm only a social drinker.
Yeah, I'm a social drinker now too.
So whenever I'm home alone, I never drink. It's only when I'm together with friends or.
Yeah, but you're such a popular guy. Calling around,
Well-
hey, come hang out with me. Come hang out with me. Help me
Well,
build my
I
bar.
remember different stories with Wim because when the show is over and we're on the tour bus, there's a lot of booze what we drink. So he's a
Yeah.
social drinker, yeah. And
Yeah,
on
I
the
bet.
bus it's social,
What's your favorite? What's your favorite spirit? What hard liquor is it that you like, Wim?
Well, Danny Bryant's wife, she got a liquor store with only gins.
Oh,
And on the other side of the road in that place, she has like a gin tonic bar.
convenient.
And I never had gin tonic before, but I like bitter and sour. So she made me one, and I like that.
You'd never had a gin and tonic?
No, never. I'm not so hard into spirits, so sometimes a whiskey, but then it's
I was born in England, so the gin and tonics were flowing aplenty when I was growing up.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, gin and tonic I like, and I never knew there were so many different kinds of tonic.
Yeah.
I know there's different kind of gins, of course, but tonics are so much different in tonic.
That's
I
fun.
didn't know that. And we have maybe you have to be Dutch or Danish for it, but there's a licorice
Oh,
drink.
the salted?
Yeah, from Fisk.
Yeah.
The brand is Fisk licorice. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I got a buddy. His name's Jeff Gonad. We'll say Jeff Gonad, and he is an addict of this licorice
Licorice is
all day. I like the English licorice better. I don't know. I like Cadbury's, or not Cadbury's.
too
What am I
sweet.
talking about? I'm talking about licorice all sorts. Sorry, licorice all sorts. I love.
yeah.
Fantastic.
But yeah, and sometimes with dinner, a good red wine is good too.
Yeah. Yeah. So Howard,
But
are you sitting
sometimes-
here wondering why the hell you're stuck with us right now?
No, not at all.
He's like, why did I agree to do this? What the hell are they talking about?
Well, I would like stuff too.
Yeah, but
I would like
I
some
like,
beers.
mostly I like to drink some red wine or on the
Sure.
bus or some beer, not really the heavy stuff.
Did you ever
Although I
drink any
sometimes,
wine with Liza Minelli? Any Liza Minelli? He was a drinker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had I did 3 tours with Liza, and the
Oh,
last
wow.
tour we did was that we did a sound check, and it was really a good. It was a really good sound check, but she never showed up after, so she canceled the show. Yeah.
And that was the last show?
No, that was in the tour. I think we still had 4 shows to go, but she was hammered. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so did she do the last 3, or she just ended the tour early?
Yeah. But I have got a funny story for you. Like I mentioned Lois Lane.
Yeah.
They always need a shot of tequila to open, the vocal cords. And even if they have a bad voice, tequila always, makes them sing better. But I was touring with Melanie Safka. She was she had the hits with Brand New Key, Ruby Tuesday. She was at Woodstock.
Okay.
And
she
got a cold. We had a tour in November, December in Europe, and she suddenly had a cold, and she said, "I can't sing, I can't perform, I can't perform. So you need to cancel the show." I said, "Well, can I try maybe one thing?" She said, "Sure." So I got a bottle of tequila. I gave her 3 shots, and she never drinks. And
you gave her 3 shots?
I gave her 3 shots. She went on stage, and it was the best concert ever. She sung like a nightingale.
You're like a doctor. That's a beautiful story.
And the same happened with Rodger. We were playing in Switzerland, and he got a cold too. And so he said, "I need to cancel the show." I said, and he also never drinks. So I said, "Can I try one thing?" She said, "Sure." I said, "I'm gonna get some tequila." But the promoter said, because of the insurance, he said, Rodger needs to go on stage because otherwise the insurance will not pay. So I gave him 4 shots before the show, and he did the show. But during sound check, he couldn't sing at all. There was just no voice coming out of his throat. It was amazing. So wise advice, tequila.
Tequila, good to know. I was touring with the Cranberries, and I was very quiet on tour. On that tour specifically, I just had a lot going on at home. And so Dolores, the singer, she said, we were in Mexico City, and she said, you're going to sit with me. I hear you speak, and I want to hear you speak. So I sat down next to her, and I knew I better keep it good here. So she's like, "We're going to drink tequila." I'm like, "Well, I don't really drink tequila." And she goes, "Well, with me, you do." No, they're getting the best tequila that you can get. So I get to the tequila with her, and I got to admit, I'm a little taken aback. She wants to have drinks with me. It's kind of cool, right? I feel neat. And so she gives me the tequila, and I remember drinking it at first going, "This is absolutely incredible." And I don't know why I stopped drinking tequila, because this is wonderful. So I was drinking tequila all night with the Cranberries, and what was good is I still kept really quiet. I knew, because that was a test. I better shut up. So I did. I stayed very quiet. So.
But I have to give the Cranberries some credits, because I did a show, the support act for the Cranberries, in Amsterdam. And back then it was called the Heineken Music Hall. And so we did a support act with a Dutch singer. She's called Birgit.
Okay.
Birgit Schumann. And so we showed up, and I think the Cranberries just finished the sound check. And the guy from the crew, he told me, "Okay, so you're the sound engineer for Birgit?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What do you want to have, equipment-wise?" I said, "Well, what do you have?" And they pulled out a truck. They pulled out an XL3 with side racks and everything. And he said, "Yeah, go ahead." And that was one of the best experience I had, because a week before that, we were doing support act for Roxy Music with Brian Ferry.
Oh, great stuff.
And I had 6 channels to use.
Wow.
6.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. I don't know. I liked the Cranberries. Roxy Music must have been fun to watch. Brian Ferry's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good. How long were you out with Randy Newman?
3 tours,
Okay.
which again was like Europe and all over Europe.
Name 4 songs, Wim.
Sorry.
Name 4 songs, Wim. We'll put them on a test to see if we can come work with you. I love that. Name 4 songs and make sure I wrote them.
Randy Newman.
Well,
Maybe if I hear his songs that I say, it's that guy, but
you know his songs. Yeah, you would know him. You know him.
I will probably know him, but I can't tell you any names now.
Yeah.
he's such a great guy. His humor is so tremendous. I mean, during the show, and the difficult part is with Randy Newman. He's solo, so it's vocal and a piano, and to make that big and make it impressive for the people, it's pretty difficult. But he was very happy with me, and I saw he's getting out again in a couple of months. So I hope they call me again.
I hope so too. When you did Ray Charles,
They should.
Yeah, they should for sure. I'll call him up for you. I'll call him away.
Yeah.
It's Father's Day.
I really mean it. Howard, I think Howard's got one of the best ears in Europe.
Yeah, it's because he's so tall. There's nothing blocking the way for him.
That's probably it. But he's he's such a good sound guy. Like technical and sound wise, it's always comfortable to hear how loud it is, and if it's never too loud, too hard, or too. It's a perfect guy for Rodger Hodgson, David Bowie, stuff like that. You need a good guy. So,
when you worked with Ray Charles, was there a man named David Morgan on the tour with you? David plays keys and he sings.
I don't think so.
No, he's singing for Three Dog Night now. And I had him on here, but he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a lot of years. He had amazing Ray Charles stories. So how long were you with Ray Charles for?
Not too long. Let's say, again, like 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. And it was back in my early days. Yeah.
So was he all drunk all the time, or was he a bit of both, or?
A little bit of, not too bad, I must say. I mean, but somehow the same with Liza Minelli, they can perform a show and you can't even see if they're drunk or not. They just do a good show, and then afterwards, when there's a possibility to talk to them after the show, you notice like, okay, she's pretty close to being hammered, or he's pretty close. But most of the time, with Liza and Ray Charles, it's like, they do a show and then the management drag them away. They do a meet and greet and off they go to the hotel.
Sure.
That was different with Rodger Hodgson. We always sat together. He never uses drugs or drinks.
See, that's what happens when you're sober. You know who's more interesting to hang out with.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Well, but Rodger was also that it was forbidden to drink before the show. What we did after the show was up to us. But if we would have a glass of wine during dinner, we'd almost get fired.
So the guy who I did a lot of work for was the same. There's no drinking before. It's a job. You have to take the job.
I mean, it makes sense if you have a regular normal job. You don't drink if you go to the job, right? I mean, whatever you do, some people
maybe do. I don't know. I mean, we're all working from home,
Yeah.
So.
No, we have the same for Beth Hart. She's an ex-alcoholic, so it was also every day off she went to an AA meeting anywhere in the world. and then her husband was the tour manager, and I was backline technician, and we brought her to the AA meeting, and that took about an hour or so. Then Scott and I go sit in the bar next door. I wait for her. But yeah, there was no drinking on during the job, or not even one drop of alcohol backstage.
So how
And
did you
even-
handle it? Were you
and-
shaking? You're like,
And even no, I got no problem with that.
that's
And
good.
even in the hotel rooms, the mini bar had to be locked.
Really?
Yeah.
She just
And
didn't
Scott,
trust.
Scott was is her husband, and he even brought the whole mini bar down to the desk, to the front desk, and said, "Yeah, I don't want it in my room. Done."
Well, I guess there's one way to make sure you don't have a problem. Don't have it around.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd hate to get to that point personally where I'd go grab it knowing I shouldn't. I've never been there. I don't think
I've never been there either.
that'd be hard. That'd be really hard. I've worked for people that are there too, though.
Yeah,
So I get it. I get it. Yeah.
yes. Sometimes I get it, but even with drugs, I never had any drugs, or
I never got into drugs much either.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Maybe like the 30th or 40th time I'd done cocaine, I was like, this isn't for me. And then the next tour started. And I was like, yep, I still don't like this.
Nah.
I'm joking. I never really did get into it either. It wasn't ever my thing.
And even when the marijuana or weed, or how you call it, is legal here in Holland.
Right. So it's legal here in California. It's been legal for a while, and then in most of the places in the U.S.,
Most of the states are getting legalized now too, but
Yeah,
I never got
sure.
into it.
yeah.
Tried it once when I was 16. Puked all over the everything all night, puking. I said, man, not for me.
I think when I get older and things start to hurt more, I'll start smoking weed or whatever, CBD stuff or whatever you do. I'll start doing that because
No, it
I
could
don't like
help.
pills. I don't like pills.
No.
Yeah,
I
I'd
just
rather.
had my vaccines this week
Oh,
for the COVID vaccines.
sure. So you're
And
ready to tour?
well, I'm ready since day one of lockdown.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
I
well, who's
almost
going to
got a
drink
super-
beers at your bar if you're not there?
Yeah,
That
I'll be
neighbor
around.
guy's going to be the one drinking the beer.
Yeah, I'll leave the door open so anyone can come in.
You got to move next door to me.
That's yeah, guys, where do you live in California?
I'm in Los Angeles, so in the San Fernando Valley. I don't know if that means anything to you guys.
San Fernando, yeah. I've been mostly I'm staying in the Silver Lake area.
So that's about 30 to 40 minutes on a car drive.
Okay. And I know one of the guitar players from Beth lives in Costa Mesa.
That's farther.
That's father.
Yeah, that's farther. That's hour and a half away driving. Nothing crazy.
And Kenny Wayne Shepherd lived in Malibu.
So Kenny, yeah, I lived in a place called Agora, which is right there. As Malibu Lake is where I lived, and that's why I used to see. He has a truck too. Agora. It's right next to it. So his buddy, I don't know who the guy was. I met the guy's wife, but I never met him. And he was good friends with him, or he worked for him or something. So he'd keep the Dukes of Hazzard car at the house, was there always.
Yeah.
And then this really nice truck too, this old American truck, real nice. That was always at his house. But it was fun driving by and seeing the General Lee all the time.
Yeah, the Extreme Lee. I like the car a lot.
Oh, it's a great looking thing. It's a beautiful vehicle.
I think he's got like 12 or 13 cars now.
Yeah, he's been a car enthusiast for a while, so I would imagine. He's a good guy from all accounts I've heard. So since I
We
always
played
know.
with Beth and Kenny Wayne Shepherd. We played in Agora, the Agora Hills.
Right. So you played at a place called the Canyon Club, which was
The Canyon Club,
yeah, very close to where I used to live. It was
The Canyon Club. I remember there's a big chair there inside.
There is. Yep, there is.
A huge chair. I got a picture of it.
Yeah, it's good. My friend has a shop next door to it. It's called the Blue Table. It's a good place to get a sandwich or a glass of wine. Actually, it's a wine bar.
Or a glass of wine. Yeah, I miss talking about USA now. Is like I miss touring really a lot. I've been home for 1.5 years now, so it's like everyone.
You're coming up though. Do you have anything lined up for any tours now?
Yeah, but it's mostly the Netherlands is so small.
Sure.
I like it. I think it's as big as the whole Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
That's the whole country. It's like 200 miles from north to south and 100 miles from east to west. That's the whole country. So the most shows we have with Waylon and the Heinoos. That's I'm away like at noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then be home at night.
Oh, okay. So you want to do a tour?
Yeah, and the next big tour, and that's for Howard too, because I need him again as a sound guy. It's for a Bowie Celebration.
Great.
But that's probably in May or June next year.
Oh, you got a while.
Yeah.
Well, time goes by quick. If you really do work on the bar, I mean, you'll have something to do till then.
Yeah, we got something to do. And I'm still working on the tour with Blackberry Smoke in February, March. So I hope I can do that. And that till then, it's just a lot of shows with Waylon and the Heinoos.
Well, they're good guys. I don't know. I liked the music, like I said, so that's cool. Is the cost of wood really expensive where you're at too now? Has it gone up a lot?
Yeah, it came up about 120% now.
Yeah, us too. It's nuts. It sucks. Got to do construction stuff.
Then over here, they blame America.
Yeah.
They say they won't buy anything for China, so they buy all the wood in Europe, get shipped over to the US, and then because it's also hard to get wood now.
Yeah, we have the same problems going on here.
Yeah, it's but yeah, the most stuff I use is already used.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, guys, thanks again. I really do appreciate you taking the time to come hang out. And I wish you luck on that tour. I'm sure you'll pick up a couple things before that. But it'll be good to see both of you guys working together again. And
look forward to that.
And force tequila down people's throats and drinking Grolsch.
A good plan.
No, seriously.
Like
It was really nice talking to you guys. It was good. Cheers.
Nice talking to you too.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys again soon.
Okay. Thank you very much.
How do you say goodbye in Dutch?
Tot ziens.
Tot ziens.
That one's tough too. One more time.
Tot ziens.
Dutch ziens. No, that was bad. I thought that was not that bad. All right, Dutch ziens.
Tot ziens of goedenavond.
Oh my God, this one's so hard. Those strings to Hubenavond. Not even close.
Goedenavond. That's good night.
Good night. Oh, the Hudenabel. I have heard that before.
Oh, it's 11 a.m. at your place, or 12 now. But
yeah, it's all right. Go back to sleep.
it's around. Well, it's 9 o'clock here now, I think.
Beautiful out where you're at. It looks great.
Yeah, it stays light. There was a surprise for in Los Angeles that it became dark around 9.
Yeah.
Sunset.
Yeah.
In
a little
summer,
earlier, a little earlier.
Or 8:30, something like that.
Yeah. Depending on time of the year, obviously, but like 8. And so what time will it go dark tonight for you?
Well, here it's around 10:30, 11.
Wow.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
And then tomorrow at 4:35, then the sun is up again.
Huh. So
it's only dark. It's only dark for 6-7 hours. That's it.
So I guess you're always day drinking there.
Maybe.
That's what it means.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
There you go. See all these country songs. This guy has them down. All right.
Good.
Have a good one. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good evening.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching Party Like a Rock Star. If you're not already subscribed to the Facebook or YouTube channels, do it. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The handle is Party of Stars. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.